is another food vlog. Well, not another one. This is the first one. So as you can see here, I'm making chapati. And those of you who do not know that chapati is, it's a flatbread made on stove, like a pan like that, and that's how it looks like while it's cooking. And normally when it shows those bubbles like that, means that it's about to be ready to be turned, and that's one that I just rolled out. And I put shredded carrots, and I didn't have red onions, but you would have seen red onions. They should have been there. But it's like a newer twist of it. And the brown spots you see over there is melted unsalted butter, which gives it more of a flavor and makes it moist and soft inside as it's done. So now as you can see, the bubbles are starting to show, which means that it's ready to flip. So I put the thumbs up, and I take a spoon to see what the color is on the bottom, and if it shows those colors, those brown dots, then it's ready to be flipped, and that's how I flip it. Boom. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Eee. So I flatten up the bubbles a little bit just to see how it is, the texture. So now that's cabbage in baskets, traditional basket that my mom's getting ready to make. And back to the chapati. So now I think I already put oil on it, so because you have to make sure it's moist and all. So I put the oil on the chapati, so now it's just cooking over there. Now, as you're seeing right here, this is dengu. You know what dengu is? It's cow peas put into a soup or gravy, and it's slowly simmering there, which you normally eat with chapati. Those are seasonings for the cabbage my mom has arranged. Now back to the chapati. I put oil, and now it's been flipped, so now it has that nice golden brown color onto it, nice and soft and airy. Now I don't even put oil, I put melted salted butter with the oil. So now this is the onions and tomatoes that are frying for the cabbage, and my mom put seasonings and everything, so it looks beautiful and colorful and vibrant, and it smells amazing. So there we go. We're taking the cabbage from the basket, and we're gonna put it into the pan where the tomatoes and onions with the seasonings, basically the sauce. So now we're just stirring it up in there. Like, come on guys, that looks beautiful. And there is the dengu there simmering slowly. Very delicious. The aroma in the kitchen was just so immaculate. And there's a chapati there. I think that's another one that I put from. And there's the flour that you put. Don't name basically like how you're rolling out cookie dough or something like that, but you're making chapati. Oh, there's all the steam fogging up on the screen. So you can see the chapati has been smothered with unsalted butter and oil. That's the mixture I've been using, and oh my gosh, it looks so good, and it tastes so nice. And basically the shredded carrots gives it flavor instead of the chapati. Doesn't just taste like dough, it tastes like a beautiful flavor. And here's the finishing product, and I'm eating it. I could not wait until showing the presentation. I just went already in. I couldn't stop myself, and it was delicious. And that's how you take it. You break a piece of the chapati, and then I normally mix the dengu and cabbage together, and I just scoop it up and just dig in. So after working so hard making the chapati, the next day was making breakfast, which is Mandazi. Now Mandazi is normally just like fried dough, but in shapes, and we normally eat it with tea, and that's the dough sitting there, and I put yeast so it has to sit, and I put extra sugar on top just to make it perfectly sugary. And I added some yellow natural food coloring, which is turmeric, Well, it's not really a must. If you want, you can add, but I just decided to put turmeric in there. So as I was letting the mandazi dough rest and rise, I started to make tea. So I decided to use ginger as a flavoring for the tea, and I pound it in a pot that we call sufria, and it's a wooden pounder that is carved with a cute design on the top, and it's very efficient. It basically minced the ginger into a very small size, and it pounds the ginger so that the juices come out. So when you're boiling it in hot water, you get every ounce of the ginger. So I decided to take a break and look outside because the weather was great, and I just love looking at nature and how calming it was. I just wanted to show y'all what I'm looking at. And here are the plants that you guys saw in the last video. And, well, not the plants, the vegetables. Sorry, a bee just attacked me a little bit. So I ran away. So here are the vegetables. The color greens are growing right there. And my side is not growing. I don't know for what. I don't know why. But here's the sky. I just had to capture this moment because little moments like this are meant to be remembered. So I've actually caught the sun in the screen, which is so beautiful. Like, guys, whenever you get a chance, go outside and enjoy the weather. And we're back to the mandazi. I transferred the dough to a floured surface, and now I'm just folding it, and basically like how you do if it was cookie dough or any dough, if you're making bread or whatever. Same thing, dust it with flour. So kneading the dough is actually my favorite part of making mandazi, because this is where you're hands on, and you really have to use the muscles you have in your arms and shape it into like the perfect circle shape. And as you can see, like I was wondering, like, how am I gonna do this one-handed? I was trying to find a place to how to set up the phone and stuff like that, but yeah. But anyways, yeah, so just basically shape it into a perfect circle and the way you like it, and then we're gonna do the next step, which is dividing the dough into parts, because you could not roll that out at once and cut it up. I actually made a mistake of rolling it out. I don't know why I rolled it out. But anyways, we're dividing it into four equal parts. As you can see there. Like, seeing this is very satisfying. So there you go. There's 4 parts, and we're going to roll each one out to cut them into place. So I finally found a place I had to set up my phone. So here's one section, and I'm dusting the flour. And I'm gonna roll it out. The thing that I hate with rolling out dough is when it gets stuck to the surface. I hate that, because then after you're done, you have to like scrape it off and everything. Make sure you dust your rolling pin and just roll it out into your desired thickness. Interesting fact about Mandazi is back then, people in the eastern, or wherever in Africa actually, not just the eastern part of Africa, couldn't didn't really have easy access to bread. And they found, especially in the village area, so they found a way of making um, a bread to eat with tea in the morning. And they put dough, yeast together, not dough and yeast together, but flour and yeast together, and they found the idea of making Mandazi. And other countries, they actually call it puff puff. I know in the West they call it puff puff. And places like Congo or like Central Republic, I think they say mikate. So yeah, and it's called different names, but how to make it is the same. So I rolled it out and I'm cutting them into lines first. I'm making squares this time. Some other people make circles by using a glass to, poke it out. Same way as like cutting out the shape of cookies, but the only difference is you're frying this. And there we are. We're all ready to fry, and I see my hands all dusty and crusty. And now we just go ahead and put the mandazis in oil to fry. And I wanted them that thick. So, and a reminder, when you put them in oil, they do puff up. So make sure you don't put too many, put enough to at least cook the estimated amount you want to cook, but make sure you don't fill the whole entire pot with mandazis because they need space to fry. And here they are, well done, and now they're ready to be taken out from the oil. And then repeat the process again by putting them back in the oil and frying them. They came out so delicious and perfectly sweet, and it goes so well with tea. Now here's a time lapse of the video of how many batches I did, and if you want the ingredients or the directions of how I made it, I'll put them in the description box below. And let me know in the comments if you want more food vlogs. And hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure you follow, and more videos. Bye.